Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, My So-Called Healthy Life. Okay, so it is the last day of October, and tomorrow, the Dream Life Project starts. Are you guys ready? Do you have any clue what I'm even talking about? Are you brand new to my channel? So, if you're brand new to my channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, starting on November 1st, we're gonna be doing the Dream Life Project. And what it's gonna be about is really identifying dreams that we want to accomplish in our lives, how to accomplish those dreams, and how to have the most successful life possible. And really what I want to teach people, because it's something that's taken me a really long time to learn, but I get it now, and I wish I had gotten it at 20, I really do, is that whatever you want from your life, you can make happen. That really you are the biggest obstacle standing in the way of your dreams from happening. And I know a lot of us don't believe that's true. They're like, you know, that's true, but. And I was actually thinking back to a conversation I had with a friend of mine years ago, probably 5 years ago. And this is somebody that used to be, she ranked number 6 in the Miss USA pageant. She modeled for professional modeling agencies like Wilhelmina and Elite and those people. And you know, she's very, very successful. She's like 5'11", she walks in a room, she just commands everybody's attention, and she's just one of those girls. And on top of that, she's just absolutely one of the sweetest people I've ever met. And we were talking about, you know, the law of attraction and dreams and things like that, and she said to me, you have to make a list of your dreams on a daily basis, and you have to make them you have to realize them. You have to believe that they're gonna happen, and then you have to put action to them. And I said to her, I've talked about this a lot in my vlogs. If you watch my vlog channel, I talk a lot about it on there. This is also the girl that married my husband and I. But I said to her, I said, well, that's easy for you to say when you're 6 foot, you know, and you're supermodel status. Okay, I'm not. I'm 5'10", I live in the middle of Indiana, you know, I'm older. It's not like I can just snap my fingers and my dreams are gonna come true. And she goes, if you believe that, that will be your attitude. And I was like, okay. So I sat down and I made a list of dreams that I wanted to accomplish over the next couple years. And it was funny because I talked to her 6 months later, and we were talking, and she asked me how it was going. And I said, you know, it's not really working. And she goes, well, are you reading it every day, several times a day? And I said, no, what are you talking about? And I hadn't even I kind of put it in the notes in my phone, but I hadn't really taken it out since then. And she said, you have to read it on a daily basis. You have to go through it on several times on a daily basis and really see yourself accomplishing those dreams, and then ask yourself on a daily basis, what's standing in my way? What do I need to do to change it? Well, I was getting ready this morning, and I was thinking to myself over the dreams that I put on that list, and I was like, okay, this one I accomplished. I mean, and I'm telling you, when I made the list, one of which was write a book and have it published, traditionally published. And not that I think there's a huge difference, but for me, that was something that I really wanted to do. But when I was looking at the list, and I was thinking to myself when I wrote it, that I thought none of these things will ever come true. There's only 2 things on there that are not true, okay? And one of them is being the best body of your entire life. I stand in the way of me doing that. And number 2 is to own my house outright and not have a mortgage, which there's a lot of reasons why I do have that, but one of which is that I got a mortgage on my house to pay off some debt, and one of my dreams was to be debt-free. So other than my mortgage, I'm debt-free. And, you know, I look at that and I look back there and I thought to myself, okay, I had 10 dreams that were rather lofty, and 8 of them I accomplished. So, that's crazy town, right? And here I'm sitting here and I'm asking myself on a regular basis, do you really believe this? Do you not? So, you know, really what I want to show you guys, and if you do this with me, I think what you'll learn over a month, even if you don't do the activities, even if you just watch the videos on a daily basis and kind of start to buy into what I'm talking about, not from a brainwashing point of view, but that you know, very much what I just talked about. So let's say if your dream is, I want to be debt-free, right? Well, unless somebody comes tomorrow and writes you a check for $100,000, most of us can't be debt-free, right? But I started looking at different options, and I thought, okay, so I have this debt and I have this, and I can just, you know, put it all together under one, you know, thing and, you know, get a mortgage because I owned my house outright at that point. And that for me was more financially feasible. Plus, a lot of people have a rent or a mortgage, and so I didn't look at it the same way. Does that make sense? So it was a way for me to achieve the dream with killing the debt at the same time. And there are a lot of ways to look at our dreams. You know, like people will say to me, well, this is what I want. And I'm like, okay, have you ever stood, like if you're standing over here looking at it, but have you ever stood over here and looked at it? Because it's a completely different perspective, and maybe there's a way to accomplish your dream in a completely different way, right? Like it's a lot of people who always want to be in theater, and then they find out that they're better at like the lights and the sets, and then they end up falling in love with doing the lights and the sets, right? And maybe they realize they were never actors to begin with, but if they had never looked at it from that perspective, they never would have learned that they really like the backstage to the set, right? And I think that we have to be open to different points of views and different learning experiences. I think it's just vital to life. So, that's really what I want to do in this month of this Dream Life project. Is I want you guys to open up to the idea that you can have the best life possible. It's not just BS that Peter spouts off on his channel, you know. And then I'm going to explain to you in a lot of different ways how it is that I have the best life possible right now. But I'm also here, and like I want to get here, and I want to get here, and I want to just keep on growing and having like a better life and a better life. It's like, you know, once you achieve your dream, you have to dream a bigger dream, right? So I was sitting around today and I was thinking about this, and I was like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to start with like the introduction to the dream project, so you'll have to wait for that. Every day there will be an assignment. But then I was thinking about the fact that like I got up this morning and I took a shower and I did my hair, and I always feel much better about myself once I do that. And I was like, okay, you know, what if we also worked like with a dream project, we changed a habit in our lives? Because I think for me, if at the end of 30 days, I hadn't accomplished any dreams and I hadn't I didn't really see them coming anywhere near to reality, but like I was working on that path. But if I had some tangible proof that me putting action to my words made change, then I could be like, okay, something's going on, right? So one of the things that we're going to do is starting tomorrow, you need to pick out a habit that you've been wanting to change for a long time. And one of my habits is I don't take a shower right when I get up and do my hair anymore. I used to do it on a regular basis. I used to get up and, look, I did my hair today. I used to get up and then first thing, I would make my bed, take a shower, and be out and be ready for the day. It's what my mother taught me to do. I can remember my mother from a very young age, and she was a heavy drinker, so I don't know what time this would have been, 10, maybe 11. But she would get up and she would have like the curlers in her hair with like, you know, the steam iron curlers or steam curlers and all that kind of stuff. And I would say, Mom, what are you getting ready for? And she would say, I mean, just in case something comes up, then we're ready for the day. So for me, that's going to be the habit that I'm going to change over the next 21 to 30 days. It takes 21 to 30 days to change a habit, okay? Now, I'm not going to tell you not to do certain habits, not to have those be your habit, but I don't know that I would try something like getting off of a major substance unless you're going to treatment or you're going through withdrawals. I don't know that I would make it like stop smoking, drastically change your eating habits or something like that. I'm thinking more along the habits of like take a shower every day, okay? Or keep up with Peter's dream project, or finish a book in the month of October and read 5 pages every day. Something like that to show you that when you put action to your words, you can make things happen, right? And then the second thing I want to do is, and this is really for me, but you guys can go along with it if you want. Is there something that you've been putting off for a long time that you know that you could achieve in a month if you actually put action to it? For me, mine is cleaning out all of the old spaces in this house, including our basement, which is, we have a full basement, which is like the full size of our condo. And down there is a mix of all of my old stuff and all of my mother's old stuff. And it just needs to be thrown out, right? And then I can like have a whole creative space down there. And Alex is like, hey, I'll even go down there with bags and boxes and we'll just get it all done, right? And I'm like, no, let me do it. And I have cabinets over here and cabinets over here, and I need to clean all this stuff out. And, you know, every week on my list, I'll put one of them because I'm like, okay, I'll act like I'm gonna be an underachiever. But I know that if I sat down and I really deliberately figured out which one I was gonna do, if I just did one a day, like not the whole basement as one, but like one cabinet a day, one drawer a day for the month, that by December 1st, this house would be a completely different place, right? So those are two things that I'm gonna do that really are part of the dream project, but they're really like preparing our regular life too. It's like decluttering our minds and realizing that we can change habits. And really what you're teaching yourself is that it's mind over matter, that your mind has a lot of control over what happens in your life. And so for those of us that are victims, but we say we're not victims, you know what I mean? I am not a victim. I know that, right? But for those of us that say, I'm not a victim, but then we complain a lot about why things don't go our way, or, oh, I can't believe this isn't happening for us. Oh, I wish this happened to us. For those of us like that, I think this will give us a good way to like make some real change happen in our lives. So, did you get your notebook already? Here's mine right here, this Mead College Ruled 70 sheet with white polka dots. So me, isn't it? And I think it's probably 20 cents. I don't know, something like that. I just found it over there. I had a bunch. I collect pens and notebooks. And then this is the pen. This is my favorite pen of the moment. It is I know people always want to know this stuff, a Uniball Signo 207. I love these. They have like a really fine point. So I really like them. Okay. So if you watch my videos from the last couple days, you go to the first page. You can see my writing if you want to see my writing. And it says, I am fully committed to allowing myself to dream. And then if you turn the page, I'm going to date mine in the right-hand corner every day like that, but you don't have to do that. You can do your notebook the way that you want to do it that will make sense to you. But the first one is, what is a habit I want to change starting tomorrow? And I put on here, shower every day, do my hair every day, get dressed every day. And what I mean by that is that I am very good about throwing on a pair of shorts, a sweatshirt, and a hat and going out the door, right? And then it makes me feel less about myself, and that feeds into me not really caring about myself or degrading myself, and it feeds into me just being like, I'll start my diet, I don't really care, because I'm hiding it all underneath a sweatshirt anyway. But when I start getting ready for the day and I make myself feel better, then I feel more ready to go and accomplish my dreams. And so for me, that's a habit that is standing in the way of me accomplishing my dreams that needs to change. And I used to do it all the time. I don't know why I've gotten so lazy. So starting tomorrow, that's gonna be it. Number two, what is something that you put off for a while that you know you can accomplish in a month? And for me, I put cleaning out the house. So those are your two assignments for the day. You have to figure out what habit you want to change starting tomorrow. Put it in the comment section if you're confident or not. If confident enough, if you're not, you can just write it in your journal. And number two, something you put off for a while, cleaning out the house. I think it would be really, really awesome if we could share our dreams, share our assignments, those kinds of things in the comment sections of the videos. I know a lot of people are not comfortable doing that. So hey, if you're not comfortable doing that, I totally understand that. You don't have to do that, okay? And then number three is start dreaming. Because tomorrow, the Dream Life Project starts. And I'm so excited about this, you guys. I think that we're really, really, really gonna get a lot accomplished in the month of November. And there's one little extra thing that will go along with this because I think it's vital to accomplishing dreams, but you'll have to find out tomorrow. I love you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful Halloween, and I will talk to you later. Bye.